Thanks for coming to the site. The elders and I wanted to inform every member of West Springs Church regarding our end of the year financial status and the budget that we're going to be operating from in 2011. And we thought this might be the best way to get to the widest audience that we can. Our aim is to, first of all, thank you, inform you, and then frankly to challenge you. First of all, thanks. The people of West Springs Church are incredibly generous in their giving and incredibly committed to the mission of this church. We know that, we appreciate it, and we thank every one of you for every aspect of support that you provide to West Springs Church. We're grateful, and we see it, and we say thanks. To give you a little bit of information, in 2010, our contributions, the total was around $390,000. If we factor in some additional income that came in, approximately $407,000 was our revenue stream in 2010. Basically, we have four major expense categories. Operating our office costs us about $25,000 in 2010. Ministries, about $19,000. Staff was about $144,000. And building, utilities, maintenance, land, all lumped together, about $240,000. Add in some miscellaneous expenses, and we had a total expense in 2010 of $431,396, which is about a $24,000 shortfall in 2010. Coming into 2011, after examining virtually every line item, we now have a budget of $411,556. The four major categories for 2011: office administration, about $26,400, ministries, $8,800, staff, about $128,000, and then building, utilities, maintenance, land, $248,000. Total expenses of $411,556. What do we expect in revenue for 2011? Well, our average weekly giving since September of 2010 is $7,123 a week. And if we were to average in 2011 about $7,000 a week, that would leave us in 2011 with a $42,500 shortfall. I need to inform you that since the beginning of this year, our average weekly giving has actually gone down to $6,160 a week. Now, we understand that bad weather has impacted us in terms of poor attendance and some of these kinds of things, but you can see that we're far short of that number of $7,000 a week, which in and of itself would still be $42,000 under budget for the entire year of 2011. So we have a challenge in front of us. It doesn't take a math genius to figure that out. Basically, there are just two ways to bridge a gap between expenses and income. The first way, of course, is to cut spending. But I have to tell you that as far as we can see, we are at the minimums. Our largest expense area, the building, utilities, maintenance, land, most of those costs are fixed, and there's very little we can do to change those. Our next area is staff, our next largest area. There are 3 staff members here at West Springs Church. Myself and Denise are both full-time. Tim Thompson is part-time. Now, just so you know, and to sort of give you an idea as to where things are, I will earn about $60,000 this year, plus I get some of my medical premiums paid for as well by the church. That's it. No retirement, no disability insurance, no expense account, anything like that. That's what I get paid this year, and I'm thankful for it. When we look at the other categories like ministries and office administration, these things are also down to absolutely bare bones. So cutting expenses really isn't an option for us anymore where we are today. We have to raise revenue. If you are currently giving at West Springs Church, again, thank you for your generosity. Let me urge you to maintain regular, diligent, and faithful giving throughout this year. And then secondly, let me challenge you to simply do this. Ask God. Ask God if you could be doing more, if He would provide more. We could use it. We would use it to continue on the ministry here. Simply ask. That's all we as an eldership are asking you. However, if you are not currently giving here at West Springs, let me just ask you to do this. Start. Look, there are all sorts of reasons why people can't give or feel like they can't give in contributions to a church. Some of us have been through some really hard things. I know. I hear the stories all the time. But I think we make the mistake sometimes of saying, well, there's a certain standard that I ought to be giving at. And if I'm not giving at that standard, what's the point of giving at all? Everybody needs to start somewhere. And everybody, if they participate in some level, that will make a significant difference here at West Springs in 2011. So I urge you who have been not participating, now is the time to start. God will bless that, and you'll see the difference it makes in your own life. Finally, let me just say this. This is a snapshot of where we're at financially. It says some things about the life of the church, but not everything. In most areas here at West Springs, we are prospering. God is blessing us enormously. The life that we have together with Him is just awesome and incredible, and the friendship and love we have with each other, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. We have so much that is so valuable here at West Springs, and that's because of you and because of our good God blessing us all together. There's much to celebrate about West Springs Church. We wanted to bring you this particular aspect of some of the things that are challenging us because we know that you ought to know, you need to know, and when you do, God will lead you to whatever response is appropriate for you. Thanks for taking time and listening to this. God bless.